All right, team, we'll go ahead and get started. Guys, Chuck with Traders War Room, and we are going ahead and getting into the lunchtime crunch. Guys, we have had a blockbuster day. And if you are a TWR market warrior, you guys absolutely went out there and killed the market with me, man. We made a killing. And I got a feeling we're going to be able to catch some rips coming off these dips that we're seeing in the lunchtime slump. But real quick, before we get into the live trading, I got a few announcements. Give me just a few moments of your time and we'll go ahead and get into it real quick. It's TWR's birthday month, and man, we have specials. Pretty much everything we have is 50% off on all of our platforms. We have three different platforms. We got the flagship Discord platform. It's the all access one-stop shop. We have the instant message platform, which is a little bit less noise, more alerts, rather than the Discord, which is the all encompass. You get, all the dings and the pings and the algos, the bots, all that stuff, right? Some people get overwhelmed with that. Well, we got the instant message platform for the people that just want a little more simplified way to get their live trading alerts and stuff like that. And then we have the text message alerts, and the text message alerts, guys, is taking off like wildfires. Everyone loves being able to get high quality alerts that make them money right to their phone via a text message. And it's a fantastic application. It's a fantastic platform. Right there is our advertisement that we have. You guys have probably seen it on the social medias. I pumped it out a lot on the advertisement platforms. Please, if you guys check it out, watch the promo. If you guys are interested, go to the website, read about it. We've had a successful, few weeks that we've had this going. Today, one of our buddies, we'll call him John, he banked on the alerts that were swing trades mainly that we pushed out. And of course, you got to show them some love, but you also get alerts like this, man. I mean, everything we pretty much got into recently on the swing or this week and last week absolutely just banked. You can see Okata, Baba, TTD, PLTR, Amazon. I mean, the list goes on and on. So we're doing great things over there on the text message platform. We're doing great things on all of our platforms. So I want you guys to become a market warrior on one of the platforms, because we are truly doing something fantastic for the community out there. And we truly have a one-stop shop. The Traders War Room University, this is self-explanatory, man. We got a university that's like a college, only it's a college for trading and investing, man. We have various courses that you can go in there. The curriculum is equivalent to 8 to 10 weeks of college-style academic curriculum that is focused on trading and investing strategies. We have a virtual classroom. We have, we got the online documents. We got homework assignments. I mean, we got a discussion forum. It goes on and on and on, guys. It's a fantastic platform. You can check it out all right there on Traders War Room. And the great thing is, once you become an alumni of one of our courses, you get lifetime access to that course and updates. And we update the curriculum quarterly to make sure it stays relevant and it follows the current trends of the market. And mentoring is taking off. We're really booked out. We had to reschedule some things, man, last week, and it definitely put a hankering. So now we're booking out about 3 weeks in advance. So if you want some mentoring, please definitely book it out now, because we are booking up quick and a lot of the slots are getting taken. We had some internet issues the other day and it pushed us. So we had to push back all of our appointments for that day and the next day. So, we're backed up a little bit. So definitely 3 weeks out, we're pushing out the appointments. So if you guys are interested in this mentoring, get with us. And if you need like an express mentoring, hit me up on the email or send me a direct message, man. We can do, express mentoring session. It'll cost you a little bit more, but if you need that assistance, like right meow, I want you to get that taken care of. So you can hit me up and we can get you taken care of ASAP. Now, our 2023 campaign, of course, is we want to make that market bend that knee in 2023. We started the campaign offering for 2024. Remember, I'm taking your guys' suggestions. We're going to pick one of the suggestions December 1st. Now, if you got a suggestion for the 2024 campaign, here's the deal, okay? What you're going to receive from us is you're going to receive lifetime access to all Traders War Room platforms. That's the text message, instant message, and the Discord. We're going to give you a TWR university course of your choice. So you get a lifetime access to a university course of your choice. You're going to get some TWR swag. We got hats, we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got koozies, we got mouses. I'll give you guys the booklet and you can look at it and get yourself a couple things of TWR swag, and we're going to give you some cash. Okay. So it's definitely a fun thing for us. It's also incentivized for you to go ahead and hook it up so you can push it on the social medias. You can send me an email, you can send a direct message, whatever you want, but give us some good campaign slogans for 2024. And if we pick yours, I got you covered. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the live trading, because I know that's what you guys came here for, not to hear me ramble on. And as always, if you're ready, follow TWR and let's go to war. Here we go. All right, let's lock it up. Let's get into QQQ. All right, starting off, we're going to go into dual charting. I always like to do dual charting. All right, we're going to go ahead. What's this one? We want to go ahead and get into the 15-minute on this one. All right, when I do dual charting, I like to have the 5-minute here. I like to have the 15-minute here. Every now and then I'll have a further out chart, but I want to just kind of get what we got going on the past couple of days. Okay. Basically the 15-minute chart showing that we're in a nice little uptrend. We're selling off a little bit into the afternoon. That's okay. We're kind of bouncing a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we take a little bit of dip, but most likely, as long as the news stays relatively positive, we'll probably bounce a little bit. And we held pretty good up here, sold off, like I said, a little bit, which is fine. I'm sure a lot of the stop losses kind of came in after the explosive push. You know, anytime you have pushes like this, like our QQQ trade, anytime you get in at the bottom and you start riding it up, as soon as you get to a point to where you kind of consolidate and then you hit the next leg up, that's where you need to start putting in your stop loss. So you can see where I put my stop loss. I already put it in here. I entered here at the purple. That's the battle zone. I went ahead and rode it up. As soon as we hit this kind of consolidation area where we started seeing some fluctuation and we started converging on our shorter moving average right here, we went ahead and put our stop loss. We said, okay, if we get the push up, great. If not, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we don't lose all this gains that we had right here. And so we pushed up, great. And, you know, we had our stop loss here. So we went ahead and took some profits, 50% of, you know, our thing. If we had 10 contracts, we go ahead and take out after we start to notice we're not pushing anymore, we start to wick out, right? Go ahead and take 50% of our position out, and then you go ahead and bring your stop loss right there, and everything from then on is risk-free and all money, because you already caved from here to here. That's all fresh money. And you know, those people that kind of got greedy and didn't have those stop losses and stuff like that, you guys probably are losing trades. And now what ends up happening, gives you guys a little food for thought. What ends up happening is you almost need, you probably will, because of theta, you probably will be still not making money even if you come back up to about this line. You probably need to hit and exceed it by about half of the double. So this, whatever the difference is from about, you know, from the next push up from here where you kind of consolidate from here to here, what is that, 370 to 360, go right here in the middle, 370.83. 369.2, so about $1.50, right? So you probably need to meet and exceed by 75 cents on this particular jump here in order to start making profit again on your trade if you're in derivatives. That's just how momentum works, specifically with theta cashing in and, you know, time decay, which is theta, and your premiums with implied volatility. So that's just always want to take profits when profits are given. Okay, just word from the wise right there. Let's go ahead and look at SPY. Man, I'm thirsty. SPY did kind of the same thing. We ended up taking a SPY trade. I didn't alert the SPY trade. This was just in a personal account, but we took the SPY trade, did the same exact thing. Took the SPY trade. We opened above a battle zone, went ahead and went long, and we rode it, okay, until we start consolidating. And then we go ahead and start thinking of the exit plan. All right, if we get the leg up, we go ahead and ride it and bring the stop loss. And then we did exactly the same thing. Now, SPY looks a little bit better for wear and tear than the Q does currently. We're kind of sold off like everything else, right? Probably some Fed minutes came out or a speech or something like that. Something negative happened to give us, such a dramatic dump, but that's fine because, anytime you get the push like this, you got to have a cooling off period as well. It's having a nice little push here. If we start to close above our moving averages here, I like this for a retest of the highest of the days. And if we can hold that level, we're probably good to potentially swing longs over the weekend. So we'll be paying attention to that. What I'd like to see is our moving averages here are blue and yellow line, right? Blue is my shortest. Yellow is my second, and then my red is, of course, my 50-day. I'd like to see these converge on each other, the short ones, and cross up the 50 with price action above the moving average. That's like ideal. Like when I talk about 3 reasons why to push the buy and perfect setups, that's like the A+ setup. Okay, so we are looking for the 3 reasons why to push the buy. MACD crossing, SMI already crossed, RSI is down, crossing up. Those are all good indicators. We want, a main chart indicator as well. EMA is crossing and is specifically pushing above the 50 with price action above the moving averages. That's a good, right? Like pretty much like this right here. That's good pickings right there. And we'll go ahead and ride that. So that's what we're looking for. All right. I had a scanner that I was using. Let's go ahead and go into our screener. I'm going to go ahead into my big boys. All right, we're going to go ahead and look at my big boys, right? All right, so let's see what we got popping today. All right, up at the top, we got TFC, never really heard of TFC, not really interested in it. I'm sure it's riding on a lower volume. You can see you can see the volume's not really as high as some of the other ones. It might be a decent trade, but at the price where you're at, looking at this, we kind of jumped very significantly. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a pullback, but shares. So TFC definitely looks like a share candidate at this particular price. I'd like to wait for the pullback. I think we can probably get a better deal after we get a little bit of push, letting this kind of volatility, letting these moving averages, like you see this space, letting this kind of space subside a little bit, kind of converge on each other. That gives us the idea that we're looking for the next move and then look for potentially to break to the downside so that we can catch a deal. Dash, we like DoorDash. All right, DoorDash is doing some things. Now, after a push like this, we're looking for potentially, bullish continuation. Okay, now when we go to a further out chart on DoorDash, we notice that, we have room to go. Okay, a lot of these are okay for longs still, even after big pushes like this, because we have they've been beat up so much. If we get the bullish continuation, right, a lot of these are going to still look to push because they've just been absolutely beat up. Okay, I'm not saying they won't go down further, on some negative news, but as long as the news stays positive and we keep pushing, right, we got an opportunity here for some, breakout potentials or to go retest some previous highs. DoorDash looking like it wants to go ahead and hop up there to the 83, 85. If I was a gambling man, I'd go ahead and say 85 within 2 weeks. If you're an options trader, like we'd like to do, let's go ahead and look at those. 85s aren't too expensive, giving yourself a couple weeks, right? Volume, delta, theta ratio, very nice. And this is attainable, guys. This is within, this 85, this is within, a $3.70 range. So this right here is definitely a contract you probably might want to look at if you're bullish on Dash. I'm definitely bullish on Dash. I think that we can get it. So 85, 20 October is something I'm going to be looking at once the video is done. SE's been fun. Typically what we'll find is off these pushes like this, when you see these patterns with the descending wedge like this, you usually will see the spike back up. Okay, now You can see that we've done this chart before, right? It's been in the range of consolidation, right? The box, we have room to go. We're peaking up here at this $45 range, this blue line, where we're looking for potentially a breakout out of this range. Now we're above our battle zone. We've been above our battle zone, right? This is our 50-50 line, okay? So if we stay above this, high probability that we will go up to meet this. And as long as the sentiment stays bullish, we'll exceed this and push to the next level, which would be 50, okay, towards 50, where we'll find resistance. We'll see what happens once we get up here. As you can see, it did almost what we thought it was going to. We went up to this 45 range. It hit resistance. It came down, but now we're kind of descending wedge. We're looking for a little, price action is tight. So it's looking for the reason, right? If we can get that reason, that volume comes back in, boom, it's going to push, break. I'd give this one, a couple weeks, and we probably get hit up to the 50s. And as you can see, I'm not the only one that thinks that right here, this is a good contract. We wouldn't even need to get to 50s right here. 47, 62 contracts are cheap, guys. Hey, SE, look at SE. Contracts are cheap. Look at these. It's not bad contracts at all. 47 is definitely in the range. Got the volume. Go out a little bit cheaper, make a lotto trade out of it. 23 for that 50 that we're talking about. Could even go out a little bit further, I bet. Go out a little bit further on the 50, 42. Yeah. Now your volume's decreasing a little bit, but if we get another push, be okay. 47, 48, 76. Yeah, not bad. I like that one. I'd prefer this one on the 20 though. This one right here. This 48 looks really nice, or excuse me, this 47 looks really nice. I like the volume, delta theta ratio, fantastic. Price range, the bid-ask spread isn't too wide at all. The 50 would be a nice lotto to kind of push. You could dump $100 in there, get yourself 4 contracts, and if you doubled your money, hey, successful lotto. If not, you had a good risk versus reward type of trade there. Square, we're liking Square. Square is one of our preferred choices. You can see how much it's just been absolutely beat up. We curled at the bottom. It's time. Okay, that's basically all I'm going to say on Square. It's time for it to push. Okay, you can only keep, solid names. Square solid. Fundamentals have been pretty sound, right? Everything's been pretty good. It's just sold off with the rest of the fintech market. And now we're kind of rounding the bottom. It's grabbing some investor incentives, and it's time to go ahead and start pushing. I think, we got $50 inbound sooner than later, pushing it out. Square's probably going to be a little more expensive. And Square's not expensive. Listen, I don't know what the deal is, man. These contracts are cheap, guys. Going out on Square, like till the end of October, and a $50 contract, right there, even 48, you got 1,000 volume on there. I mean, these are not bad contracts, guys. So this is definitely the time to go ahead and get this, because if these things spike anymore, this implied volatility is going to juice these up big time. Okay. So it's time to strike, man. These are cheap. $50 contract here, 249 volume. That's not bad. Delta theta ratio, everything's good. I like it. Everything's good. All right, let's look at Target. Target had some struggles. I told you guys, hey, when we were down here at 102, what did I tell you? What did I tell you when we were down here at the bottom? I said we dip below, and I haven't changed this chart since the last time we talked about it, guys. So if we dip below these lines, it's time to buy shares, because we're not going to stay down here very long. And what happened? Boom, we dipped below on this date right here on the 6th. So, like last week, whatever. And we didn't stay down there very long, and now we're popping up. Okay, Target looks pretty bullish. I like Target towards 115. I think 115 is easy, maybe even 118. 118 seems to be like the last shelf area where you had the largest concentration of consolidation, but we could be a little less aggressive and go about 115, 116. Check the options. It doesn't move as quick as the other ones. But 115, not looking bad. 120, no. 115. You got to spend a little bit of money, but this would be the contract I'd be looking at. This 115 call on Target looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Absolutely. Dexcom looking pretty Okay, looks like we want to bounce. So we kind of had a V-shaped recovery and it failed, right? Came down here, looking like we want to bounce a little bit. Now, I don't think it's going to hold this level. I think we're going to bounce up just kind of like we did here, right? We're going to bounce up to the previous level, right? 88, maybe $90. And then we're going to probably hit that resistance about at the 50. And then we're going to fail back down. So, this would be one of those, you play this long till about it gets to the 50. You expect resistance, you go ahead and take profits, and then you're going to go ahead and play the reversal off of potentially negative resistance from the 50. Knee, this is an energy play. Energy's been pretty hot right now. You can see how it's curling from the bottom. I like this one for a push too. It's step laddered down, down, down. Started consolidating, curled from the bottom. It's time. Moving averages are converging on each other. It almost is cross. Once we get that cross on the main chart, that's that confirmation that gives us that go ahead, say, you know what, it's time to go long. But you could go ahead and gamble on it long, and you're probably going to be able to make some money because it looks pretty bullish here. I'd be waiting for like a little bit of a dip, maybe get a little bit of market sell-off. It looks like it's below on the 5-minute, below its moving averages. So it probably wants to go test that 50 on the day, which is fine. If it can hold above that, you probably want to do a swing trade long on knee, and you might be able to make some decent money off of it, having it push, maybe $2 or $3. JD, JD, go long. JD pushing long to 32. All right. JD and Baba have been beat up. They're seeing a little bit of a resurgence. JD long towards 32. Contracts are cheap too, and you can go out pretty far. Let's go into November. 35 wouldn't be a bad one, but 32.5, this one, yeah, not bad at all. But for the cheaper option right here, wouldn't be a bad one. This is the preferred one I'd go with, though, the 32.5. It's a little closer at the money. That's the one I would like to go in, preferably on this trade. 32.5. If you came in right at the ask, probably fill almost immediately. Bank of America, banks are looking okay. Looking like they've been beat up pretty good, and they started curling. You got a cup, probably get the handle, a little zone of consolidation, and then the next ride up. Shopify, this one, we made a killing on this one, guys. We were riding this. We got the W pattern. Boom, right? Remember the M pattern, like the M pattern you hear, M hits, you get your double bottom, or excuse me, the M hits, you get your double top, and then you get your drop to the downside, right? And then you start to get your consolidation bounce at the bottom. The W, we're already here, you get your double bottom. Boop. And now it's time to start riding this up. I think we break out from this area, and it's just a matter of time before we hit 60. We'll go up here, we'll hit here, we'll, battle a little bit here. I think it's strong enough to go ahead and hold, and then we push the 60. And that's my plan on Shopify. Baba is another one. I like Baba to 95. Yeah. Baba to 95. This one you can go out pretty far on. I'd go into November, and I pushed out to 95. Contracts are pretty good. You go a little further out the money. You got a nice little 100 here. Decent volume on there. You don't have to go quite as far out. You can go to the end of October, save yourself a few bucks. But 95, look right there, end of October, $50, man. When Baba moves. That's good. That's good enough right there to get it taken care of. Pepsi. I had a question about Pepsi and Coca-Cola the other day because they'd been beat up for so much. Pepsi surprised on earnings. They did really well. So Pepsi, it's been beat up extremely a lot, right? You can see it here. So Pepsi has a lot of space to continue. Now it's a slow mover, okay? It moved fairly well today because off of its volume, because of the earnings, but it's a slow mover. So you want to give yourself some time when you're trading this one. You want to make sure that, you're pushing up, right? But I think that you could go out far enough and probably go to 75 and be fairly okay. Shares long on Pepsi for sure. shares long for sure. Going out to December, the 175, not bad contracts. You can go 180 too. Look at that. And you're giving yourself all that time, 45 bucks basically with a push all the way into December to make a move to make some money, man. And you're losing less than 2 cents a day as long as you don't travel in your direction. Okay. So you're good to go. AMD is trending. All right. Now, typically with AMD, this little wedge pattern here, I don't like to trade this because typically what you see off of this rising wedge is another leg to the downside. You'll see this one leg here, rising wedge up, another leg to downside. So I'd be careful on a day trade here. Now, on a swing trade, Amazon looks pretty good for continuation. You got a nice bottom here. It's push, and looking like it wants to break out a little bit. So, 115 seems reasonable, seems doable if you give yourself some time on AMD. And last one I'm going to give you guys is that we're going to go ahead and talk about Tesla. Tesla's looking pretty good, looking like it's breaking out. It wants to go back up. It wants to go retest these 275s and stuff. We'll see if it holds this area. So I put this out here. We'll see if it holds. This is the breakout thing. It broke out, but then it pulled back. Okay, we stay above our top level here. The high probability of bullish continuation to the upside is high probability. Okay. If we end up falling back below the blue line, you probably want to go short on Tesla towards 255. Because that seems to be the area where Tesla ends up riding back to, is this 255 area to gather support before it comes back up. You can see it. I mean, it has tons of support every time at this 255 area. So if it fails and we fall back below the blue line and close below on a 5-minute, 15-minute chart is better, right? Then we'll probably want to go short on a swing trade towards 255, let it kind of do its thing, and then make some money off of that, and then probably sell out and then look for the reversal back up to 265. All right, guys. Hey, get you guys my video. Appreciate you guys, taking the time and letting TWR do its thing with you. Listen, man, we appreciate every one of you guys that's rocking the TWR banner with us. Even the free members, man, because you guys are potential, man. You guys are the word of mouth. You guys are showing love and support. Everybody has a reason for wanting to trade or maybe not to trade. Or you guys are just on the fence. So, if you guys are on the fence, that's cool. Hit me up, man. I'm always down to give trials out because I want you guys to see that, TWR is not like some of those other servers, man. And we're not a bunch of kids that are just having fun. Okay. We take this stuff seriously. All right. We're professionals. Okay. And part of being a professional is having, intestinal fortitude and, the idea that this isn't just a game. Okay. That's why we don't look at the stock market as a game. We don't ever talk about it as a game, man. It's a war zone. It's a battle. Okay. And I call it the army in me, right? I'm a soldier, but it's my niche, right? But no, I mean, war zones are serious things. And that's how we look at the market, man. It's serious. You're talking about money. You're talking about finances. You're talking about, setting up yourself for success later in life. And anybody that's talking about, I'll just charge it to the game and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Man, they either A, aren't investing, B, aren't a real trader and are probably just doing some sort of fake paper trading account, or C, they just got no clue. Okay, they got no clue. All right, so if you want something that's real and you want to come ride the TWR train, because that's what we're about, man, then all you got to do is click one of those links, come to one of the platforms, come over there. Love to have you on the team. And as always, if you're ready, just follow me and my TWR gang, and let's go to war together. And I'll catch you guys out there on the platforms. Let's go out and finish this day strong, make some money.